today I would do another story time. Now this one's going to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more angry and a little bit more intense than my previous one about how we got our cat. This is the story of the client from hell. Now the business in which I work, I sell clothes mainly, but I do sell other items. And I actually sold a aloe vera jelly, and this woman bought it. She paid for it and I posted it. With my business I use a courier service which has tracking, and this particular tracking had signed for, because I don't want to get caught out. I don't want to get into trouble. I like to have that extra layer of protection which protects me if someone comes back and says it's not been delivered. I have proof of confirmation, they've signed for it. This woman buys it, so I send it off. About 7 days later, which my parcel had arrived within 3 days, she contacts me 7 days after the purchase saying, I've not received my item. And I thought, oh, that's odd. So I double checked the tracking and it said it had been delivered and it had been signed for. So I thought, well, that's bizarre. So I replied to her and said, well, it's actually showing up that it's been delivered, but I will contact my courier service and try and find out what's happened to it. So before I can even call my courier service, she's replied to me and said, oh, I found a card now. I found a card left by your courier service stating that it was thrown over the back gate. What? Even if the courier is that terrible that they've thrown your thing over the back gate, they would not put it on the card that they've done that. So I replied to her and said, I don't believe that's what's happened, as the courier would never do that, nor would they actually write that. And she replied again very quickly and said, actually no, sorry, I misread it. It actually says that it's been put in the garage. And then she said she doesn't have a garage. What? By this point I'm like, clearly this woman can't even make up her story correctly. I called my courier service and they said, the item has been delivered, this person has signed for it, here is the digital copy of the signature. It was her name, it was her last name, so I was a bit confused. Now obviously when you run a business you have to be professional. Whilst I am typing, I'm sorry to hear that you're still having trouble with your parcel. Here's what the courier said. I'm actually thinking, bitch, please stop lying to me. What are you on about? You have your parcel. But again, professional decorum is always better. I calmly explained to this woman that her item has been delivered. I have proof of postage, I have proof of delivery, and you have signed for this item. And she replies saying, that's not my signature. And then I said to her, okay, then it's a possibility that a neighbour signed for it. So I rang my courier service again and said, was this delivered to this address? Now, if there had been an issue, and I have had lots of issues with my courier service, as you do when you run a business, it's inevitable. Things go missing, things get delivered to the wrong place. Very, very occasionally it happens. And every single time they have gone, sorry, we've made a mistake. And they'll refund the item or they'll locate the item. This time it was, no, it went to that address, it was delivered at that address, it was signed for. So again, I contact the woman and I state, look, I'm really sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as my courier service is concerned, this item has been delivered to you, this item has been signed for, you have this item. So she goes off on one, calls, basically says my entire business is a shambles and that my customer service has been horrific and that I won't even help her. And all I have done pretty much for the past 2 days is be in touch with the courier service, trying to sort it out, trying to locate it. And I'm sorry, but this woman is blatantly lying. I just didn't reply. I wanted to, believe me, I wanted to, but I just left it. Fast forward maybe 2-3 weeks, haven't heard anything. She contacts me again and says, look, I haven't left any negative feedback for you, but as long as you post me another of the same item for free, then I will not leave negative feedback. I was thinking to myself, well, that's silly. You know, I'm not going to give you something for free that you've already got. My business is on a website which is owned by a larger business. So I said to them, look, I have done my bit on my end. If you are still unsatisfied with this transaction, please contact the superior business. Now, I'd already contacted them and asked them what the policy was. Basically, they said to me, as long as you have proof of postage, a tracking number, delivery confirmation and or a signature, then I'm absolutely fine. I have no claim for anything. This is completely her. She doesn't reply, and nothing was said to me by the superior business, nothing was said to me by anyone else. So I thought, okay, maybe she sort of realised that she can't win this one and she can't scam me out of something else. There is the smallest, minute chance that this woman isn't lying, that she hasn't received her item. But I find it very, very, very hard to believe that someone would sign her name, her signature, at the address that it's been delivered to, in which there's confirmation for, and the fact that apparently they left a card in a garage that doesn't exist. I don't know. She went absolutely quiet, there was nothing else. I didn't actually receive any negative feedback, which I was shocked about. Fast forward about a month later, and she messages me again and she says, look, I haven't left any negative feedback yet. Could you let me pay for another of these items and send it for free postage? I explained to her that I didn't have any in stock. That one was the only one that I had that I sold to her. I do not have any more. And then I reiterated that if she still had a problem, that she could go to the superior business and they would help her. So fast forward again a few more days, and then she's messaging me again. I haven't left any negative feedback. Could you please send this for free, or I'll pay for one and you send it for free postage? And this time I just ignored it because I'm not doing this. As far as I'm concerned, your story makes no sense, nothing adds up. So I'm just gonna back off. And then she starts repeatedly messaging me pretty much every single day for about 3 weeks. By this point, I am just going berserk. I don't even know what to do. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want this woman to leave negative feedback over something that I have nothing to do with, over the fact that this woman is blatantly lying. I contact the superior business and say, look, this woman is harassing me. What do I do? I've done my end. She's claiming another thing. I have proof. Her story doesn't add up. They said, look, it's fine. We believe you. You have the proof. She has no proof. So, you know, just ignore it. I get one more message from her saying that I have not helped her out, that I have terrible customer service, that I am lying, and she did not receive this item. There are just no words for people like this. So I contact, again, the superior business, who then put a block on her, which stops her from contacting me, it stops her from leaving feedback, it stops her making any other purchases from my shop. Finally, it's over. It's ridiculous. This was about a year ago when my business was still very, very new and I was still learning how to deal with problem customers, how to deal with clients from hell, how to deal with stupid people. I slowly began to not be panicked about it and deal with it rationally. As this was the first of this occurrence, I don't think I handled it as professionally as I should have done, and I probably should have blocked her a lot quicker and it would have been over quicker. But it was a learning curve for me. Fortunately, I haven't had anyone else like that. I've had problem customers, everyone gets problem customers, but I'm a very fair seller and I will try and help everyone out. But you do get idiots sometimes, and this woman's idiocy and story making lying nonsense was just hilarious, really. None of it added up. So that was my story of my client from hell. I hope you enjoyed this story time and I feel a bit better for ranting about it. If you'd like more story times like this, then comment below and let me know. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you guys tomorrow.